It does go just to our personal channel. So
Okay.
as soon as this thing goes.
Let's see. It's been tired. It's been working hard all day.
Yep, I hear you. I heard.
It has been working hard all day.
I'm going to run out to the kitchen and feed my dogs real quick.
Okay, you're fine. All right. We just want to say hello and welcome.
No.
If you're over there on Facebook or live on Zoom with us, welcome. I'm Tammy. This is my husband, Lance. We're the Journey to Keto team over here, trying to get everybody on track and push forward through the struggles of keto. We teach Dr. Boz's program over here, and today was our first day of the kickoff of the 21-day Metabolic Kick. So we have literally had our butts kicked since about 8:30 this morning, and what a great group. But it's such a cool, just a momentum to get that momentum going again, to get us all on the right track. So we're refocused and on track and ready to push through the next level. And that's kind of where we're at. And we're trying to stay nice and stable, but ready to push forward to get our bodies going to the next level. Any of you that follow me, you know, I've struggled for the last few weeks between my brother in the hospital and stuff from my heart attack. So we're ready to push forward, which is cool because we get to do it with you guys as we push you to the next level. So that is what we are doing today. So let's come and check in and see how everybody's doing. It may be a short and sweet night, actually. Okay. Come on in, Linda or Susan. Linda and Rob look like they're not settled yet. Come on in, Susan. You can jump in while they're getting settled.
You're ready to go.
We just got.
Okay, well, I'm new to this whole thing.
That's all right.
What do you want to know?
Give me a win. Give me a struggle. Give me a win. And do you know what you're heading into the week, or do you need some help?
I guess the struggle is with keeping track of everything.
Okay.
If there
Are you
was
using chronometer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not, what can I say? It's probably not perfect.
Okay. Does it have
Kind of a
persistence, not perfection?
Yeah. And but I'm definitely under the 20 carbs for sure.
Okay. Well,
And I'm trying to figure out the chia seeds versus the basil seeds, kind of a thing.
what are you using them for? What's your protocol?
It would be for the digestive part of things.
Okay. A nice little easy trick for that. If the seeds are giving you problems, because I know there's some people that can't swallow, can't stomach them, can't whatever. Bone broth is a huge homemade bone broth, not the bone broth from the store, but good old fashioned homemade bone broth like grandma made is a huge help for the any digestive issues, whether it's diarrhea, constipation, bellyache, whatever it is. The bone broth really does seem to help if you've tried that. Mm-hmm. But if not, if you need help with that protocol, let me know. We can help you with that.
Yeah, it was just the question whether basil seeds are better than the chia seeds.
You know, I've never heard that one mentioned. I know that the chia seeds aren't digest and processed like other things, and she just uses them to either slow down the bowel or to put the bulk in the bowel to make you feel like you have to go again. So it's, again, what are you trying to accomplish with them? And most of the time, I find bone broth does an easier quick fix than worrying about the chia seeds. So, but I don't know. I've not heard on the basil one, so I'll be interested on that one. I've never heard that one. Can you buy them in bulk like you do chia seeds?
Yeah, they come in bulk too.
Huh.
And they're very similar in size. They're a little bit more carb heavy, but not, it's like not significant.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Well, I would recommend, try to stay tracking as much as you can. We all get to guessing, but it's amazing how that carb creep comes in if you're not checking. Unless you're pretty much carnivore or staying, standard and staying with one thing at a time, those things do creep in easy. So kind of be careful on that. Like I said, unless you're pretty much carnivore, those are the ones that get the grace of, if you're not going to count, keep track in there, go ahead and you can get away with it a little bit. But if you're not carnivore, I would say check, because it's easy to get that creep. It's easy to get that carb creep coming back in and silly little things that you think don't matter matters. And, then you get down to checking ingredients, but you'll get there. Just slow. And again, it's not perfection. This is persistence over perfection. You want to do the best you can do, but make sure you're not cutting yourself too much slack by not tracking. Do you know what you're headed in for the week, or do you have any questions? Or are you good?
No, I'm just looking around today. I was looking around for a primary care doctor in Los Angeles that, that has experience with Dr. Boz. That would be nice.
That's going to be a challenge, I have a feeling.
Right. Yeah, it's tough.
There's a lot of them out there that say they're keto, but it seems like there's more to it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
There is. And just know there's a lot of doctors that will say they're familiar with keto, but I'm amazed at how many of them are not familiar with the level of ketosis that we do. No.
Yeah. Dr. Pels was very inspiring, but she's, all over the place.
It's still a different level. And that's one thing I've always said, I love me some Dr. Berry and Dr. Pels and everything too. But there is still something when we are metabolically broken, there is something still a win of having that focus, having one checklist, having when your metabolism does this and you get to this level, then you go to the next level, then you go to the next level instead of just kind of jumping in with both feet or whatever. And I think there is something to be said about that. So it's hard to find a doctor though that would understand that whole process.
Yeah.
Good luck. Keep us posted and let us know, because that will be a win if you find somebody that gets it. So good job.
Yeah, no, it's hard, definitely.
Yep. But just keep an open mind about it too, because it might not quite exactly fit, but it's going to get you close enough. Maybe both of you can learn at the same time, as long as you're on the same page. That helps a lot too.
Yeah. Just to get somebody to listen is
correct.
Right.
Challenging.
It's not going to. But you have to also stress, because here's something I'm running into with different doctors. You've got to stress nutritional ketosis, not just keto, because any more language from people are saying, oh, I do keto. And they think they do keto because it says keto on the box of whatever they're eating. Right. There's a difference of eating keto processed foods and being in nutritional ketosis. So when you explain to a doctor that I'm in nutritional ketosis, my blood glucose is this, my ketones are this, I know how to monitor this situation, that it's not, because people honestly believe that. And I don't mean that as a slam, but people honestly believe if they're eating the box that says keto on the front, they're doing keto. And most of those boxes, most of us know,
are not keto.
There's nothing keto about anything in a box. I mean, if it's got a label in a box like that, it's usually not keto. So, but you cannot believe how many people do not understand that process.
It's just a selling point. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a total marketing gig. So, and it's working well for a lot of them. It's not serving anybody's health, but it's working. So keep us posted how you're doing.
Yep. Good.
And good job.
Good luck on your search too.
No doubt. Pamela has been in the 21 day today, kicking butt all day long. It's been exhausting and amazing and exciting all in one day. So come on in, Pamela. Tell us how you're doing. Give us a win, give us a struggle, and tell us what your plan is for the week. I think I know, but come on in.
Actually, I want to point out that since my lack of interest in eating my food now, what did you call that? The brain chemistry changing or something about
you're not getting that dopamine response from the food.
Good timing that happened within the last few days. The assignment of working through my why has left me feeling incredibly vulnerable and raw. And I am just really glad that I'm in a space where, because for me, the food thing was like, it was the end all be all, everything in my life. The only thing that never said no to me or wasn't mean to me or, whatever. And I'm just really glad that this other thing started before today.
And anybody that doesn't understand what Pam's saying, in the 21 day, and even in my course over here, if you're one of my coaching clients, and even if you're just out there watching, figuring out what your why is huge. And why isn't because you want to lose 20 pounds or, fit in your skinny jeans or anything like that. Your why, literally, if your why does not make you cry, you're not digging deep enough. And what Pam's talking about, it's exhausting. Like when we give the assignment to find your why, it's not even an overnight process. It's a couple day process because it's exhausting. It's draining. You're stirring things up from your past, from your childhood, from whatever. But what is your true why of what you want to do? And that's what she was talking about today. And, you know, Pam's drained. I'm drained. Jean's just jumping on. She's probably drained. Doing your why and getting to the root of your why is your health finally important in your life, is exhausting and draining and everything, but it is one of the most important steps you could ever do in moving forward. And building a path of health is going to teach you when to dig in, because when life gets rough and this gets tough and it's hard and it sucks and there's no easy answer for it, you've got to go back to that why and say, that's what matters. That's why I'm digging in, and that's why I'm doing this. And sometimes you just got to dig back in again, grab your bootstraps and hold on, because it just gets tough. And some of us, especially us girls north of 50 and running through hormones and menopause, when you're doing it and you know you're following the steps and you're doing it over and over and you're doing the best you can do and you're still beating your head against the wall, not getting anywhere, and you feel like you're still struggling, it's tough. It's hard to keep going. And that's where knowing what your why is so, so important. And having somebody with you that pulls you along over those rough spots. And, you know, it doesn't matter if that's what the group is to you. Doesn't matter if you're lucky enough to have a spouse beside you doing it. Or, you know, we have some great men in this group. You know, you reach out, these guys can pull us through because they don't have quite the struggles that all of us girls have. And it's tough and it's hard. So Pam, I'm so proud of you. I hope you get some good rest after working on your why, and it gets better and you're through the rough part. So once you get that on paper, then it gets smooth sailing. It's going to be so much easier and everybody find their way around. But I'm just proud of you for digging in. And if you're exhausted, you're digging pretty deep. So good for you.
And also regarding working with the doctor, I don't have evening meds to take probably anymore.
Sweet.
Amen. That is a win. That is a win.
One got removed last week, and then without that one, I started experiencing some other issues, which was my heart pounding, and it felt like my blood pressure was really high. And then that coincided with the weekend and no communication with my doctor. And so I just said, I took a chance, because what I'd noticed were the symptoms wore off late in the day. And that was what was happening with the previous prescription. That I started realizing, it's like my symptoms were wearing off later in the day. And I started thinking it's got to be a side effect. That's why it's wearing off. And then I take it in the evening, and then in the morning I start all over. And so yes, that's how that my other prescription was removed, but then this other thing started. And since I had no one to ask and I didn't want to go to ER for this, is that I thought I'm just going to take a chance and see what happens. And I skipped my evening dose of one prescription, and the next day I was fine. And then I went the whole weekend of not taking this prescription. And I see an email in my inbox of a reply from my doctor's office, because I let them know this is what happened and this is what I did.
Perfect.
I don't like just dropping, what I'm supposed to be taking and all that stuff. So, but anyway, this means that would be no evening dose and no reason to have sour cream in order to swallow those pills.
Yep. Good job. First of all,
then you can just have sour cream because it tastes good.
Only in your eating window, though.
Yes, and that's what I'm doing. And which reminds me, a couple of days ago, something I usually have for breakfast wasn't available, and I had to substitute different kinds of fat and whatnot. And I used some cream, and it didn't have the same. Like the mental response, it didn't have the same mental response. Normally I would like to drink the whole thing, like two cups or whatever, or a quart. I usually want the whole thing. And I have a shot glass that's got, measurements on it. So it's like I dumped in MCT oil, measured that, measured cream, had it. That was it. But the
Awesome.
wanting to like climb in the bottle of the cream, it just wasn't there.
Okay, so do you see where that ties into your other response that you were having? That dopamine response in the brain is coming down. So you're not getting the dopamine for the cream. You're not getting the dopamine for the food. You're not getting that. So that is saying you're starting to break those addictions and rewire the brain, build a new neural pathway. That is the goal in this whole thing. Everybody can say step this, step that, whatever keto continuum level you're in, but the win is walking out of it knowing you control your food. You control what goes in you. It's not the food controlling you anymore. And that's what you want. You want to be able to walk past something. And if you want it, you have it, but it's because you chose to, not because you have this undying urge of drinking a gallon of cream right now, kind of thing. And there's a difference. There is a different feeling and a different way the brain is working to go by and take it because eat something or ingest something because you feel like you're struggling to not take it. Oh my God, I need it. I want it. That addiction kicks in. Or there's a difference of walking past it and say, you know what? I want some darn cream right now. I'm going to have it, but then I'm done. And being able to do it in moderation, that's a whole nother level. So good for you. Good. I mean, that just says you're making progress. Sometimes it may not feel like it. And especially those of us that have to keep going, whether it's easy or not, and don't always see the outward benefits that we're looking for. But that's saying there's stuff going on. You're healing on the inside. So good for you, Pam. I'm so proud of you. That's awesome.
Thank you. That's good.
Yes.
It's good to know that it's happening on the inside if I don't necessarily see it as much on the outside.
Right?
Yep.
I can relate.
I got one thing in your why too. I know your why was probably draining, like Tam said, and it's really a struggle to get to your why, but it's okay to embrace that why now and sit there in your why and make that the reason why you do this. Mm-hmm. Just go ahead and put your arms around that. Yes, I finally discovered it. Okay, let's just sit here and let's just hold it, because that's going to keep me going and that's going to keep me on this path. And you just don't be afraid to do that. And it's not a shameful thing and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You have something to hold on to, and it's just going to get you one step further and one step further.
And that's why I love him so much.
He's a keeper.
He is. He's a keeper. But it's so right. And even when you struggle with getting your why out, and your why is a deep emotion. I mean, I've got trauma in my past. I got all kinds of garbage that it stirred up. But when you get it on paper, and you get to do that and just hold space for it, like he's saying, there is something so freeing in that, and almost feeling like you take your power back. You feel like I'm taking my inner child control back, those kind of things. And that makes a difference. It really does, when it's kind of like the food that we're talking about, how the food's not to control us. I don't want my emotions in my past and all that stuff to control me either. We want that to be the same healing benefits that this whole program, and that's the win. It is not just a keto journey. This is a journey to healing everything from that inner child to everything. I mean, it encompasses it all. So it's good job.
Good job.
And it is exhausting.
Rest up.
A long day.
Rest up, because I know what you're in for.
He's stocked up. He loves sardines, so he's good.
You'll be good. You'll be good. It is awesome. It really is. It's intense, but it's awesome. So
we get ketones and energy back by the end of it, but we're so drained. We need a couple days of sleep by the time it's over.
And honestly, right now, it's like I can already say it's totally worth the price of admission.
Yep, it is. And you know what? The other win in it, and there's not like a big aha moment in it of new science or anything she hasn't taught us, but the moment that you realize and commit to 21 days to your health this intensely, there is no other program out there that you jump in 21 days in a row this consistently, nonstop doing it. That's what makes it worth it to me. Is it forces me to make me a priority and get back on track. And if we each would do this twice a year, you get you get a few months and then you start slacking off again, you fall, and then it's you get to the holidays and it's like, all right, it's time to do it again. And it just becomes a rotation. And that's what I've loved about it. So it's a win the whole way around. Come on in, Linda and Rob, come and check in. Tell us how you guys are doing. There you go.
What's happening, guys?
Real good. Yeah, we had a little technical glitch. So with our other laptops, sometimes the audio works, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, our end, like last week, I think, I wonder if they can hear us.
Yes, we can.
We couldn't hear you at all, you know. So I had to grab the other laptop. So anyway, we're good.
Good.
And besides us being good, checking in, we're good for the week. We were pretty much told last week to cut our eating window down to either 4 or 6 hours because, you know, it was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, at first I said, all right, let's go ahead and cut it down to 4. And I thought, no, let's do the 6. So we'll get used to that. Then we can cut down to the 4, you know, and we've been pretty good with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're at,
So this
you're
was
at
4, right?
6 hours right now, right?
Yeah.
6 hours. No, for the most
Gracie.
part, it went pretty good. But the nights that my food wore off, I went to sardines. So that
Good
shows
step.
I was hungry.
Yeah.
Rob split the can of sardines
Yeah.
with me.
I sacrificed. I had some with her.
Sure he did.
With some friends, you know.
Don't be afraid to turn to some butter too. If it's, you know, take a spoonful of the butter and see if it gets you through. If it don't, sardines is the next best step. And if you're hungry enough to eat sardines, then you must be really hungry.
I'm going to throw another one out there. One of these times, try salt. Try some Redmond salt because that'll, if it's your mind or if you're actually hungry, that'll differentiate the two. Because if you take some salt, when you start to get that hangriness about you, if you take some salt and it goes away, it's in your mind.
Or you just need some minerals.
Or you just need some minerals.
Okay.
So
Either
Just-
way, do some salt. Yeah, I did some salt last night
good.
on some oysters.
2 tablespoons right there.
Not tablespoons. He's crazy. He don't know a difference in a tablespoon and a teaspoon.
No, it's two teaspoons. I'm sorry. 2 teaspoons.
He's going to kill everybody.
Yeah,
Nice.
go ahead, Linda.
And the thing that was really tough is I had a women's fellowship thing on Saturday that we're all supposed to bring snacks to. And then yesterday we had a meeting after church.
We had a baptism of 21 people yesterday.
Oh,
Amen.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we had this prayer meeting after church, and they usually they included lunch with the prayer meeting. They usually do like sub sandwiches, and we thought, okay, well,
We just
we'll
take the meat.
eat the meat.
Right?
They serve lasagna and bread and salad.
I gotta love them Italians.
But Linda packed snacks for us, and we
Yeah,
had some of the
packed-
salad, and I took the croutons out.
And we picked the croutons out. And
Good.
we
Yeah.
had meat sticks and cheese and salami, and so
Still better
But
than
that's awesome.
lasagna.
that got us through that. But then after, one of the ladies in one of our groups was baptized, and she was having a party to celebrate that. And we went there, and she had this whole table of food sitting out. But we had come home and had dinner,
We
and then
ate first.
went, and we were fine. We made it through. So I feel like, whew.
Yeah, we're prioritizing.
And then this morning at Bible study, and they always have their feast there. But the girl that plans our snacks had somebody bring ham with the egg cracked in it and cooked. So
Yep.
I had that. Rob was working down at the church, so I handed him a couple, and we were good to go in the morning.
Yeah.
But
Linda,
whew,
you know how far that
This-
says you've come just in 2 weeks. I am so proud of you. You
Both of you guys.
right. That's huge. That is not easy by no means.
Just hearing you guys get excited about your win in that and how we did this and we did that. You can see your excitement and your involvement. Both of you are engaged and you are playing off each other, and it's awesome. It really is.
That's what we need right there. That is it. And when one
Yeah.
of you is struggling, the other one's going to pull you through. And, I know, Linda, I've been hard on you for a couple of weeks trying to get you to push back in. And one of the things I hope you heard at the beginning when Pam was talking about, we had to do our why today. And our why, when you hear Dr. Boz share her why, and there's not a dry eye in the room of 200 people.
I've never heard her share her why.
Oh my.
It's impressive.
It makes you, I've heard it a dozen times and I cry every time. I know what she's going to say and I cry every time because it's that real. It's that deep. And what I was saying, what Pam's saying is it's so draining when you really got to dig down to what your why is. And Linda, that's what I was saying a couple of weeks ago with you is I want you to dig in. I want you to want this, not just because it's easier, something we're all doing, whatever. I want you to want it and need it and plan on it and know that your heart of hearts, you're in this for the long haul and digging in and doing that why, but you guys got it today.
Your response right there shows that you're in and you're wanting it right now. And it's so neat to see because again, I just, as you guys were talking, I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's cool. You guys are already preparing. You know where you're going. You're stopping and eating first and then go to your thing. I mean, there's so many wins in your just what happened this past weekend. You guys are so many wins in your favor. It's unreal. And I'm tickled to death for you.
Well, it was actually a blessing that you said, get your time because, I have this meeting and here in California, it's only 4:30 right now. And we finished dinner before we came on.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Perfect.
And then tomorrow is 4:30, but then Wednesday night is, Rob has worship team practice, and then we have a small group that we have to go to. So we'll be done before we go to all those things.
Perfect.
And so it just worked out. We knew we were going to have to change our schedule, but this kind of
this helped us formulate it.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes just looking at your calendar and having that keto continuum of if you're going to be busy at night, it's the perfect thing is just move that eating window closer to sunrise. That's a win on your metabolism. It's a win on your schedule. You're done for the night and it frees up your evening to not have to think about food. Go do what you enjoy. Go do your Bible study. Go do worship, whatever you're going to do. Then you're getting the dopamine response for the right reasons. So good job. I'm so proud of you too. Good job.
Awesome job,
nice
guys.
Week. That is what being persistent, not perfect.
Right.
You do. So good job.
I like to say another big win for me was, I've been tracking my numbers, and the day before we started, the morning of when we started the 6-hour eating window, I was 105.6 with a DBR of 175. The morning after we did the 6-hour eating window, I was at 95 2.0 for a DBR of 47.5.
Nice.
So just cutting it down.
Nice. Yep.
It tripled the results.
But the beauty in that is when you learn those steps of keto continuum and you go one step at a time as your chemistry will shift, that is where you walk right into those good numbers. You go right into that. Your body kind of gets forced to squeeze out that extra glucose to work on that insulin. And you do that one step at a time. You're not slamming your body and doing it all at once.
It's not a shock response. It's a learned response.
And that's cellular turnover for the long haul. That is fixing and repairing. As one cell dies off, you're building a better, healthier cell. So it's one after another. And it's just that slow, steady response that you've worked so hard to get. That's the beauty again of doing this long term. It's not a 21-day course. This isn't a 12-week course. This is you do it until you hit the markers that you're trying to hit and the goals that you're trying to repair. It's just, you got to get there. So good job, guys. I'm so proud of you. You both just even look happier. I'm proud of you.
When we get up in the morning, we're not hungry at that point, and I've gone to drinking tea instead of my coffee.
Nice.
I drink black coffee, so I'm good.
You're a big boy. Yeah.
That's right.
I can't do it.
I told her the other day I was having butter in my coffee in the morning, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I got to go back to just black coffee. It's too heavy. And it's like, I'm good with it. I'm done. I'm just straight black coffee and salt, but that's it.
Yeah, some of us can't get there. I'll stick with black tea any day, but I can't do black coffee in the morning. That's just a jolt I don't need. So, oh, right. We got another rock star in the house.
Keep
Come
it
on
up, guys.
Come on up, Jean. Come and tell us how you're doing. Jean's been at it all day with us. She's a coach on the 21 day, and she has been going at it with me all day today. And it's been a long day. And it's only day one.
Has been. Thanks. Hey, I'm doing good. I just wanted to hear some TLC from my favorite rock star, and that's you.
Oh,
And so I just wanted to come by and say hi
Okay.
and just be a listener this time, you know. But yeah, my eyes are watering and they're
cross-eyed.
cross-eyed just from looking at the screen all day.
Yeah.
I have 16 students, and all but 3 are not at KC1.
Oh, poor girl.
Oh,
All of them are KC1. I had two ladies today. They said, well, what are we supposed to eat? I haven't eaten yet today. I said, what do you mean? It's like, you can eat. Well, we thought Dr. Boz would tell us what to eat and what time to start eating. It's like, oh, bless your heart. No.
honey.
I said,
Let me help. Yell at me. I'll come over and help you.
I know.
That was my group last time. It was a lot of hurdles of newbies that,
Yeah,
and stuff that we're used to that we just don't even think about. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh.
And the poor lady, she was at work, and she goes, I said, are you at work? And she said, yeah. I said, just go get a couple of hamburger patties from someplace, you know.
Anywhere, doesn't matter.
You know, yeah. So we'll see. But you know, of course, the problems they're having in school, you know, because of the changes and that sort of thing. So, but on a personal level, you know, I'm doing good. I've taken 4 doses of that cholesterol injection now that you have to take, and I'm taking.
Oh my.
And we'll see how that's going.
Are you having any side effects when you take it? Do you notice anything?
No, I haven't noticed anything. You know, so my concern is, how long do I wait before I can check to see if it's doing anything? You know, if it's
They told me 3 months.
3 months. Okay. Well,
That
that's
was my first check was 3 months after.
all right. All right. So
You have to keep this.
so we'll see. You know, one of the things, you know, Dr. Boz wanted me to do is to try to, you know, keep my ketones pretty high, you know, between, you know, 1.5 and 2.5. And yeah, that's
hard.
That's hard. That's hard. So for me to be able to do that, you know, more 72-hour fasts than I've ever done before. It's the only way I can do it. So that's where
Jump back in with us. We're getting ready to do them too. I'm
I'm on one right now. Me and Jim.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've never really done 72 very well. I've had to do, you know, because I was kind of nervous, you know, with my heart condition. It's like, well, should I be doing that? My doctor says, no, you shouldn't be doing 72-hour fast. I was like, well, my other doctor says I can.
right. I'm telling you, that's the best I ever feel. Anybody that questions fasting, trust me, I used to do the same thing. I remember at the beginning of this, I'll do the program, but I am not fasting because I'm going to be dead on the floor if I do. And it was just one of those moments. And when Boz just kept pushing and pushing to do it, and we finally got my chemistry right and we started doing it, it's like, it's night and day difference.
That's the biggest thing. When your chemistry's right,
it will
you
carry
got to
you.
put your building blocks together, get you to that point. I'm not saying that, you know, a 72-hour fast is not for everybody right off the rip, but when you get there, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will fast to get into ketosis. We get into ketosis so we can fast. There's a different mindset in that. I mean, it really is, of getting your chemistry right first. Susan, you got a question, hon? Jump right in.
Yeah, I was wondering what the cholesterol shot is about.
Oh, that's a story.
You're open Pandora's gate on that one.
Yeah, sorry. It's well, I take Preluent, and it is for the Lp(a) cholesterol enzyme, because my body does not get rid of that cholesterol. So it's still floating around. So that's why I always have really high total cholesterol numbers, because that cholesterol is not able to be accessed back into the liver and disseminated through the body. So it's a relatively new injection. You may have heard it as Repatha. I think that's what yours is, Tammy.
Yep.
So Repatha, or mine is Preluent. I take, and you inject it, twice a month, and it's supposed to help the body rid the bloodstream of that little booger called LP little a.
Those harmful ones, the small, it's, when your cholesterol goes up and you have those big fluffy ones, it's not as big of a problem. But with me already having a heart attack, and Jean's had some issues, things like that, it's an issue now that I have to worry about those little ones, not as much the big fluffy ones, but I got to worry about those little ones because I do not have enough receptors to pull it back into the liver. And
Exactly.
that's what Jean was saying. It's one of those, no, we don't want to push it, say about everybody's cholesterol usually does go up when you first start this program and things like that. But some of us still have hereditary things to deal with, other issues to deal with. And this is one of those moments where I had to trust Dr. Boz, trust my cardiologist, and I had to do what I had to do to give my body some help, because I do not want to be a walking time bomb.
And she had to look at the numbers too. And the numbers were not in her favor of the little particles. So, and basically for layman's terms, I mean, from what I understood of the Repatha doing, it stimulates the regeneration of the receptors, the growth of the receptors in the liver to ingest those small particles, where she doesn't have as many receptors. That's what that medication is for, to stimulate more receptors growing to gobble up the extra little tiny particles. So
it's kind of our layman's understanding of it. Not sure that all that's right, but that's we're going in the right direction of.
In my case, it's a genetic predisposition for that. So,
Mine too.
It's just something that I have to deal with. And because overall, my particle numbers, Dr. Boz said, really didn't look bad at all, but I can't get rid of this one. So
just need a little bit of help. That's all.
A little bit of help. So,
hopefully it's for just a little bit of a time. Hopefully it's not forever.
I hope so, but we'll see. But, there's always something else down the road. So I feel like I've gotten a jump on everything by being, in this way of eating for 3 years. So I just found out about this. So I'm ready to tackle it. And I think it's not like when you're starting from KC1 and you're getting
right. That's a challenge.
So anyway, I won't take any more time of your support group. I just wanted to drop in and say hey to two of my people.
Need a little bit of positive refreshment.
I just need to see your face and just say, Tammy, I'm so proud of you for handling that spreadsheet.
Did you see all them? We got all them linked. I was so proud of myself.
And let me tell you something. I don't mean to jump in on your story here, but yesterday Patrick needed help with that. And I'm thinking, Patrick needed
help?
Yeah. Natasha and I and Tammy we jumped on, and Patrick and Christina, they could not figure it out. It's like,
oh, she's funny.
It's like,
anybody doesn't understand what we're talking about. Dr. Boz is a spreadsheet woman, and she clicks through them faster than my brain can even comprehend. And she's so good at it. So she sends out these spreadsheets to us. Like, boop, here's all your people. And here's everything about the whole course on one little spreadsheet. And me and Jean usually just sit there like deers in the headlight, lights in the head. Oh, it's bad. So we got it figured out this time. So it's only taken 3 classes to learn this, but we're finally learning spreadsheets a little bit. So that's a win for our brain.
It is.
That's huge. So
Lance, because he was the one trying to show us the first time.
All right. He's still trying to show me. So
I'll be sitting back here.
Okay. Yep. Keep going. That's wrong.
Exactly.
I just keep worrying about, it's a Google thing. So it's a document that it's Dr. Boz. So I'm like, if I screw this up and it's screwing up on her end, then I'd feel really bad.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I can imagine her going in and shooting cleanup after me and you are in there.
Don't move any columns. I'll just tell you that.
Right.
Don't move columns.
Oh,
that's what he was resizing and justifying everything. And I'm like, yeah, that's on her end. She's going
to do that. So anyway, all right.
Good job, guys. Thank you. Get some rest, Gene. Tomorrow's another long day.
Yes.
It's you too, honey.
All right. See you in the morning.
Bye, babe.
Diane, Miss Diane, come and check in. It's good to see you. Diane's another veteran. If she can unmute there. There you go. Maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yay!
We can.
Hey, Lisa,
sweetie.
maybe you're the lucky charm because I can get in, you can see me, I can hear you, all the things. But in my 21-day group, I don't have a name, I don't have a face. No, no emails came to me. I mean,
Seriously.
listen, I left the group before I cried.
Oh,
Oh, it'll
It
get
was
better. I promise.
awful.
It will get better. I promise.
I'm
It's
like,
just working through the
can I
bumps.
be
before
held
it's okay.
back or something?
you gotta repeat.
You go repeat
I'm
first,
gonna have
right?
to repeat.
Oh my goodness.
Right. We don't know who you are. We don't see a name. We don't see a face. They could hear me and I could see them and hear them, but that was the extent of it.
Is it all you doing it off your phone?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I can see y'all and hear you and all
Yeah.
that.
It's working now.
It's working now because you come up
That's
as
what I'm saying. So I don't know what the difference is, but anyway. And then he said, well, we've sent you 3 emails. I don't have any of them.
Are you using the same email for everything?
Yep. He even read it, but I'm going to guess that he's got my name spelled wrong, but he wouldn't listen. So I
It might
just
be-
finally
it might-
hushed.
you might check your spam too.
I did that already.
I bet you they're spelling Diane with one N is what I'm betting.
I bet so too.
Yep.
Either that or they've added an E.
An E.
Yeah.
Well, tell us
But-
where you're at in your journey. Tell us fill everybody in where you're at.
Well, other than the fact I wanted to cry this afternoon, does that count for anything? Do you get points for
That's
that?
a little extra cortisol, so we'll give you a deduction for that.
Okay. Just hoping that this will be a this will be a
Jumpstart.
help or whatever.
Anybody doesn't know Diane. Diane's story is she is a veteran, and she is one of those that does it very strict, very accurate. She is very good at closing her eating window. She is very good at staying consistent with what she consumes. She is way under 5 carbs a day, and her body's one that fights. And it's just not easy. So it's, again, she's such a good teaching moment because us girls that are north of 50, it is not easy for us to do this. And it's frustrating. And Diane's very frustrated right now. And I'm frustrated for her because I want to help her. And, you know, when we're all doing the right things and still we're struggling, that's where we got to join forces with each other. And we're going to get some questions to Dr. Boz about some hormones and figure things out. So we're going to get you there, Diane. Hang in there.
Oh, I will.
Keep going.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You hang in there,
Have a
girl.
good week.
Thank you.
All right, Wayne, my other rock star, come on in. Look at you outside, son.
Yeah, it's getting dark. It's Western New York, so might snow next week. Who knows?
There you
You
go.
never know. Options are endless.
Yeah. Things are going okay. Probably 5 days a week or more. 4 to 5 days a week I'm OMAD right now. The problem is the other days I'm staying within my macros, but I see my numbers kind of tank when I have the wider eating window. So I'm not fretting it because, you know, I can look back at, you know, you talk about keeping your numbers. I look back at where I was a year ago versus now. I went through this whole summer and I didn't put the weight back on. So I'm way ahead of where I was. And, you know, I'm getting into a season now where it'll be easier. So that's the time I'll start pushing again. I'll get back to doing 72-hour fasts. I probably could do them now, but I'm just not feeling it yet. The one thing I do have a question on, though, is that I've noticed when I do OMAD, I've been structuring my meals where I'm having no problem getting my fat.
Awesome.
That's real good. If I'm strict with looking at chronometer, however, I'm not getting all of my protein right now. I'm not hungry, so I'm not feeling bad. And I didn't know if not getting my protein would impact me negatively.
You want to keep your protein up so you don't lose any muscle mass, especially as you go into fasting. But this would be a little bit of a wave. You could probably write it out and play with it and see what your numbers do, see how you feel, see if your weight, starts jumping again, or coming down again or whatever. See what changes with your body and staying at that. Just remember how Kevin, he changes all those around and then he'll write it out for a couple of weeks and see exactly what his numbers do. Then he knows this many grams of protein is good. This many is not enough. This many is too many. And he charts it all like you do. And he's amazing at it. So, but it gives you a lot of answers. So it might be a good time for you to tweak and kind of idle. Cause I know you're also waiting for Miss Vicky to catch up with you so we could all jump in fast and together. So if she's still building and getting ready, it would be a perfect time for you to idle, figure a couple things out before you jump into fasting.
And it may be too, where you're just on the verge, you're building up to that point, like a wave would be and ready to crest, to where you're going to start using your fat again, to where you're getting your fat in there. Your body's saying, oh, I have an overabundance of this. Now I can use this for fuel for sure. And when you ignite that fire and that wave crests over, then you're going to use up all that fat that you got. And then you're going to have, your numbers will come back differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, put it this way. I wasn't going to take in more protein when I wasn't hungry.
Right.
And that makes sense.
And same thing with fat though, don't overdo it either way. If you're not hungry, then back off a little bit and let your body see if it'll use your fat. I mean, if I know you guys don't know Kevin personally, but he lives here too. So, he comes in, he looks like a little boy. Like he's went from almost 300 pounds to $150.
He's tiny.
And I swear to God, his pants are like little kids. Like, he looks like a little boy. It's like, where did you go, dude? He went down to like a 30 waist. But I think Wayne, you're going to be the same way. Just, you got to get that tweaked out and figured out and going through this next step of 72s when we get going on those and you guys get going and Miss Vicky gets going, I bet your body's going to do that same conversion.
Yeah, I'm not pushing it for the fasts. 24-hour fast, 36-hour fast just seem kind of happen right now.
Good.
Roll them.
Not really planned. Just I get busy or something and this meal's getting pushed back. But it's all good. Again, this isn't a race. Everything's going fine.
Absolutely.
So it's all good.
Good deal, brother.
And just know everybody going back, we're getting into fall here and where we're at in Ohio and everything, where Wayne's at, everybody's getting into fall, getting back into that routine. Kids are going back to school, all that kind of stuff. It just makes everything easier. It seems like, I think it's easier than during summertime, but that's me. You kind of just get in a better routine, eat that meat, add the fat, and stay busy for the rest of the time and let it go. But Good job, Wayne. Tell Miss Vicky we said hi.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, brother.
Tammy, do you want to come check in? Oh, hang on. We got you muted.
Got to hit your microphone. There you go.
There you go. Hey. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Pamela and I have been friends for a long time on the internet, and she invited me to come to your group. And so I'm kind of excited about it.
Well, sweet. Welcome. Good job. Thank you.
Yeah. So I've been doing keto for about 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But I got COVID and I lost my sense of taste and smell, which was fine during the first year. I just kept going on with, eating pepperonis and all the things I had been eating. But then after about a year, which has been, going on 2 years more now, I got like I think it's called parosmia, where you end up with like things taste or smell really bad. Mostly I still have no sense of taste, but things smell really, really bad. And so even like onions, garlic, poop, they all smell exactly the same.
Oh man.
So yeah. So no more pepperonis. Anyway, just to make a long story short, I was feeling really sorry for myself and just like I could eat sweet things and they never smelled bad. And so I just started, breads and sweets and trying to keep them in kind of a low carb range. But it just slowly kept creeping up, and the pounds have creeped up. And so I started, like, this was perfect timing for me because I started on Wednesday, like hardcore keto. I've been doing it for so long. And in the past, I've always just tried to rein back in the carbs, and bring them down. But I was not getting the benefits of the ketones. And man, this week has been awesome. And on Saturday, I ate dinner at about 5:00. So it's been more than 48 hours. Yesterday, I was really hungry when I came home from church, but I was really busy. And so I drank a cup of tea with a little bit of cream in it. Like I do a lot of tea, so I only do about a teaspoon in every cup. And then I got really busy and I didn't eat anything else. And last night I was watching one of your old group videos on YouTube, and you were talking about fasting, and I was like, hey, I'm kind of fasting. Like, it's kind of been 24 hours except for that 1 teaspoon of cream. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to ride this. I'm going to see where it takes me. So I'm at 48 hours. I'm actually at 49 or, going on 50 hours right now. So I'm just going to see if I can make it to 72 tomorrow. And this isn't something new for me. Like I did, plenty of 72-hour fasts years ago, but I'm amazed at how once your body knows the stuff, like I've not been deep into ketosis probably for the better part of a year and a half. And yet, you know what? My body knows it. Like my body knows it. And every time I realized I was just trying to bring down the carbs, get it a little bit better. No, you just got to go all the way. Yeah.
Eat the meat, add the fat, and quit juggling.
Yeah. And that's what I did starting on Wednesday. It was like tons of meat and just fat. And, I'm just amazed at my own body.
Good for you.
Yeah. And kudos to you for working through. I didn't know there was actually a term for the change in the smell and everything, because I've had so many members and a couple family members that say the exact same thing, that stuff that they used to absolutely love now either smells spoiled like garbage or like poop. I mean, it just, everybody says, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'll be really curious to see when you push back into the fasting, eliminate the noise and all the different carbs, and you just push back into that. I'll really be curious to see how much all of that changes. Is that kind of just, a tweak in there that's going to go back to at least somewhat better? I would be curious to see.
I'm kind of resigned to the fact that it may never get better, because I did keto for the whole first year after I had COVID, when I had lost my sense of taste and smell. I was totally in ketosis for a year after that, and it didn't solve anything. But I feel like, I guess it's just coming to terms with the fact that I've got choices. Like I can either continue to gain weight and eat sourdough bread or whatever, which is good, or I can like get back into this, and it might not give me a lot of choices, because I can taste sweet and I can taste salty, I can taste sour, but I just need to make the choice for my health and stop playing around with all this other stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
Quit, don't tease yourself with the sweets and everything. Jump in and do it. And really, I can't wait to see what happens when you're doing the 72s.
Great mindset.
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow I'll have my first 72, which will be like my first in, well over a year and a half, probably more like 2 years. So
nice job. Have that bone broth ready. Get you to break your fast. Have that ready, and good job. Go over in the group and post and let us know how you do.
And two, I heard you talking about not liking the sardines, like sardines and canned fish of any kind, like even the mild tuna, no go. It's like exactly the same smell as all of those other objectionable things. So,
no.
Yeah. So I know I'm not going to, and I used to like sardines. I was good with them.
Can you smell bacon?
It has a tinge of the bad smell,
Oh,
but
man.
I still eat it. Yeah.
You still eat it.
I still eat it. And pork roast has a tinge of the bad smell. Beef and chicken are pretty okay. Like
Wow.
just nothing from them.
Don't let it play tricks on your mind for the bacon. It's worth it.
I know. Bacon is something that I never gave up. So
I know it's a mindset. I can do this.
Yeah.
Good job, Tammy, and welcome to the group.
Yes,
We're glad to
welcome,
have
welcome.
you. Susan, you got a question? Jump in.
Yeah, isn't the smell thing, it's a brain thing, right? Because I don't have any smell or taste really either. Although the sardines do smell fishy. So, yeah, and I don't have the ickiness,
yeah.
but I noticed that I have different smells. I don't know where they're coming from.
I think there is something in the brain health of that. And I'd really be
and that
Well-
takes a long time, I think. That's my understanding.
Yeah,
anyway.
and phantom smells, things that you could not possibly be smelling, but you smell them.
Oh, I
That's
haven't heard
weird.
that one. That's interesting.
Yeah. So,
My goodness.
There's a lot.
What do you
There's one thing that's always interested me is this, I'm very much a scent person. So I love my essential oils. I actually use them in my house for everything from cleaning supplies to medicines to everything. I use my essential oils, but there is something about smell, that connection in the brain, connection to memories, how a scent can take you 50 years back and you can relive everything from a smell. And there's something in that connection that is just huge that I would love someday to learn more about. But
yeah, it's interesting. I use essential oils, and so some of them I can smell. Some actually, they're the most close thing to being able to smell things the way they were. And then there are other things, and sorry. She'll figure out I'm not going to answer the phone. There are other things that I get like 50% of the smell, but so far I haven't smelled an essential oil that smelled bad.
good.
That's good.
And maybe that's part of your body too. Think of your body telling you it wants to smell real. It wants to
Yeah.
smell, maybe that's something. I think there's
Yeah.
something to that. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. So hang in there. Yeah.
Yes, hang in there.
Hang in there.
Good job on the 72. And make sure, if you fall into it that easy,
Keep going.
string a couple of them together. I mean, not day
I
after
know,
day. Don't get
but
me wrong.
maybe next week. Yeah.
Next week, do it. Just start for another one. See if you can fall
Uh-huh.
back into another one. And you do that consistently, you'll see some serious results.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. Like it's just been so easy. I didn't expect this.
Good.
No doubt. All right. Who am I? Helen. There you are, Helen. Come on in, Helen. Come tell us how you're doing. How's the sleep going? Are you feeling better?
Tell me they got that max fixed.
I was going to say, tell us they did something this week. Can you unmute? She's got the glow though.
There.
Everybody talk about the glow when everybody hits the glow. Helen's hit the glow. So you can see her skin glowing. So good for you, beautiful. That's awesome.
The mask is doing okay, but he is willing to send me back if I'll drive an hour to Franklin and back. There's one other mask I'd kind of like to try, but right now my husband's in South America, so I'm just kind of hankering down here.
Wow. Yeah.
It's a stressor.
And the doctor wants to, oh no, it's being great.
Sleep's
I
getting
need this
better.
every now and then.
You won't tell him you said that.
Yeah,
You know,
we'll dub that out.
he needs it too now and then. Him and our son are on a walkabout.
Oh, that's cool.
That's
Gonna climb some stuff in South America, and they'll be back the middle of next week. But and the doctor said we can do an oxygen test because my oxygen was dropping into the 80s at night.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm waiting on that now. That's just one more piece. But I have really consistently prepared for sleep much more. And
Nice.
so and I've had to get up at 7:30. So it's good that my sleep is better, and I'm probably getting up one or two less times at night.
Good.
So I'm getting there.
Helen, a
Good.
couple things. I keep telling I know you're ready to run, and I know you want to run, and it's one of those
I
things.
know.
I want to tell you, please you're getting the mask worked out. Now we got to get that oxygen worked out and up. That oxygen needs to be above 80. You want that up above 80. So
Oh yeah.
whatever they got to increase to get that going and get that right. If the fit is right on the mask, then you got to work on the next step of it, and you hold tight till you get that figured out, because you've got to get that oxygen to the brain. And that's got to be your first line of defense till we get that figured out. So keep going, stay with the doctor, make the trips. It's worth it. It's so important right now. So do that and stick with it, and just hold tight where you're at. You're doing good. Keep your numbers good, keep those carbs low, and just keep doing what you're doing, but grace and hold space, until you get that machine figured out.
They want me one night on the BiPAP and one night on room air. And I haven't been on room air in 25 years. Since the first
Are they
night
just doing
I
that
got
to see
my
the difference?
feedback. Yeah, I guess so. So Alan said, please get that done while I'm gone, so I don't have to know what went on when you're on room air. And
Ella, we're all praying for you, honey. You know that.
thank you. I did
Absolutely.
try last week to up the MCT oil capsules,
Okay.
and I was at 3 and I went up to 9, and now I'm going to back it back down, because
That's too big
when
of
I
a jump,
eat-
girlfriend.
when I didn't do it in one day, I took some time to do it, but it's going through me.
Yeah, you
Back
want to
off a
slow
little
down.
bit.
You want to back up and slow down a little bit.
That's still that's 9 is 9 grams. That's 2 teaspoons.
That's not, yeah, it's a look, yeah.
So, but anyway, since I started out licking the spoon,
Yeah, that's a big jump.
I'm going to back that down a little bit.
It's amazing what that 9 little grams would do to you.
Yes, it is.
1 little gram can do.
Yes.
It is a difference. So,
And Alan cooked me some meat and stuff before he left, and I've frozen some, and I've got just doing fine, and even looking forward to the feel like I'm settled in for the weekend and everything.
Good.
Helen,
So
again, you just got to hold tight, girlfriend. Hold tight. I know you're sick of hearing it, but you are one that I'm going to do the same thing to you that Dr. Boz does to me. I just got to be patient and keep waiting and keep doing it, but keep holding space and stop pushing and just wait. It's frustrating, so I get it, but it is the best. Your oxygen right now is most important. We got to get your brain health, because the brain health is what's going to help everybody succeed across the board. I don't care who you are, what level you're in. Healing the brain is the ultimate goal of this. There's no accident that Dr. Boz put out Keto Continuum and a beautiful brains course. And then you get through the brains course to realize you need Keto Continuum to get through the brains course. To get the success of that brains course, you've got to know how to do this. You've got to get ketones present in the brain and circulation. You got to get it going. Hi, bye, Wayne. Have a good night, hon. Tell Miss Vicky.
I'm seeing them do that, but how do you write that? I'm on my iPad.
They go to chat at the bottom somewhere, and there's a toolbar. And there's a chat bar on there, or a chat icon on there. You hit chat, you can type in anything you want. Wayne had to go.
Okay, because you can tell the room is dark around me, and this is about the time that I'm not on anything. So
good.
I'll probably I'm going to see if I find that, and if it doesn't come through, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody.
There you go.
Jump in and say goodnight.
Yeah. But I'm going to look for that and try to say goodnight on that.
All right, hon. You hold tight, and again, get that oxygen figured out. Okay.
Yeah.
Mary Lou, come on in, check in. Welcome to the tribe. So glad we found you. You found us.
There. I'm working. I'm still at the office.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You poor
So
thing.
I'm just multitasking.
Very good.
Can you check in real quick, or do you got to just listen in?
Sure, I can check in. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I came on late. I'm sorry. I was busy. I mean, this is the first day when all this is starting and I have my job. And I didn't plan on getting into one that would be at this time, meeting your group, and then now doing this at 4. So I just got to get the swing of stuff because what can I say? We're
Apparently you're on the West Coast.
I am on the West Coast.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
Yeah, but that's okay. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I started drboz probably about 3 months ago. I had really good success, was feeling really good. And then I blew it the whole month of September, not of August. I don't know what happened, but I just got off the rails and I hated how I started feeling. So then I decided I would sign up for this 21-day just to get a reset and stuff. So,
Perfect, Mary Lou. But just, and every veteran in the room will vouch for this. You're 3 months in, that's a drop in the bucket. So don't worry about it. Don't hesitate. 21 days is going to be perfect to get you jump started.
Yep.
But you're in this for the long haul. So 3 months is nothing.
And just remember
I really want to be.
Just remember too, you will fall off again. Just remember you have to remember the basics. The basics always get you back to where you need to be.
Stop, drop, and roll when you fall. It goes back to the basics.
Just pick up the basics again.
Just the basics. And you know what? I love sardines.
You're good then.
Anchovies. I love it all.
Good for you. You are in.
I have no problem with it all. So
hey, that's the win then right there. If you can do that and enjoy it and you get that just to say you love sardines, that sentence is huge. So good for you. You will be prepped and ready.
Yeah, there you go.
Any questions I can help you with for this week coming?
No, just looking forward to it. Just don't know what to expect, trying to stay, involved in it. I mean, 5:30 in the morning is easy for me. I have a dog that will just sleep on the couch, I don't have any bother and stuff. Yeah, but then at 11 o'clock, the office starts picking up, things get crazy. So, but that's okay. I'm trying to train them to leave me alone.
Hey, that's awesome. We're just glad you're here. In and out of the group whenever you need to. You're welcome. Come on in. Our lives are always on Monday nights right now. So
okay, perfect.
Works,
yeah, and I just enjoy listening to everything.
It is, and that's something to be said for everybody. As everybody shares your stories and gets going, that is what helps everybody's brain heal. It really is. Yeah. And sometimes, again, it gets annoying and it's like, yeah, we've all heard that. But it's a win. It is so true on learning from each other's mistakes, learning from each other's wins, hearing somebody as part of your story and someone else's story. Sometimes you can see it in somebody else, but you can't reflect and see it in yourself and vice versa. So there's just something to be said about getting in the groups. So it really is.
And then like you, I'm a cancer survivor too, but I had uterine cancer. You posted something to me, but anyway, but it's always good to have someone else that's gone through the radiation, gone all that, because it really does play havoc on the body.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Soul Sister, because Survivor Sisters got to stick together. It's a journey that you never understand until you've been there.
Isn't that the truth?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So welcome aboard. And sorry, we're sisters, but you're stuck with me.
That's okay. We're alive, we're well, and we're spreading our story.
We're here. But just to know after coming off of that, I think that's so cool to learn and move forward in, that I want to help, is how many survivors are out there that, have had their bodies destroyed, their chemistry destroyed, and everything from chemos and radiation and everything, that don't know there's a fix, that don't know they can be any better. And that's my goal, to get that out there to those survivor sisters and brothers, even, get it out there and realize after they put the chemo in, after they do the radiation, after they cut you up, then we can stop and regroup.
Yeah.
And let's get you may not be perfect. I'm not perfect. I've got heart damage. I've got all kinds of problems, but I'm a hell of a lot better than I was when I started.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Any questions over there?
Not really. Everybody's had a couple people in there in YouTube, but a lot of people are just listening. There's some people getting back into the group, and
fall
so
has come.
Big refresh time. So it's awesome. We enjoy everybody.
Yes. Any questions? Anything we didn't cover this week?
And there was one question real quick on YouTube about Cynthia Lemke. Said she's not sure if she's listening to this live or taped. Can this be seen live? And I told her we are live. You can also get links to this group or to the actual Zoom call at journeytoketo.com. There's a little place where you can fill out and subscribe to our website. There's also, you can go to the Facebook group, Journey to Keto with Tammy. that'll give you access to everybody in our group. Plus we do the Zoom links and everything right over there in the group as well. So just make sure you can hit those two places up, journeytoketo.com, and then the Facebook group Journey to Keto with Tammy.
What he said.
Mm-hmm.
He spit that all out. Good. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure you like it and share it any times that you can. It really does help
Look at you.
that algorithm go that I always forget to ask you to do. So like and share and get it out there. So
Actually, Tammy asked you a question in the chat.
hang on. Where we at? No, I've never heard of it. So I would love to share with them because I've got a couple that are still struggling with it tremendously. So I will. Is it on Facebook? Is it just a group that meets on Facebook?
Yeah, there is a group called Parsonia Post-COVID Support Group. They've got something like 40,000 members.
Holy Toledo.
Wow. And ain't that funny? Because I'm telling you, when my cousin first started telling me, I'm like, what? You know,
Because we both had COVID at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And we were down with it and we couldn't taste, couldn't
Yeah.
smell or anything, but it came back for us. We didn't have that side effect or whatever. And
then it just started one person at a time, a friend, a cousin. Yeah. I mean, I will have my family reach out because that's awesome.
Yeah, I know one of the things that I read is that 23andMe, that is a DNA company, did some, the way they have everybody, they went through and they said for the people that it's lasting a really long time for, that there could be a genetic component.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I will check with him. Actually, my cousin that struggles with it is very big into the 23andMe. So she's done all those tests and has all those groups connected together. So I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, so maybe she can see if she's got that genetic component. I haven't tested with 23andMe, so.
That's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
I have a question about that. Has there been any studies on whether it affects those vaccinated or unvaccinated or multiple vaccinations?
Yeah, so all I've got to go on is just everybody chatting on the Facebook group. And it seems to be lots of people got this COVID that has messed with our sense of taste and smell before the vaccination even came out. But other people got it after they were vaccinated. And when they got it, they lost their sense of taste and smell. And so doing the parsimia is more than just losing your taste and smell. It's where it comes back and it's really warped.
Jacked up.
Yeah. But how scary is that to think what it's done to your body?
I'd rather be back to nothing, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Like nothing, you can go on with your life and just feel sorry for yourself, but messed up. Like I've eaten out maybe 4 times in the last 2 years.
Oh,
because you don't know what anything's going to smell or taste like.
Yeah, well, and it smells really bad. We walk into a restaurant and I just can't breathe because it's so bad.
Poor thing.
But that might be a blessing in disguise because you actually don't know what you're getting at a restaurant.
Yeah. Lots of
days
people said if I couldn't smell it, I wouldn't want to eat it. And it's like, yeah, but it's so much worse than that.
I bet.
Yeah. The days we struggle are the days we eat out. So it probably, it might be a good thing. Just stay home, stay home, eat what you do.
Eat a hamburger.
Yep. And that's what's so true about it is we just get easier and easier on what we do eat because it gets narrowed down. We eliminate the noise, you just eliminate the struggle. So, all right, guys, anything else over there?
Nope. I think everybody else is good.
It's a good, quiet night. So, all right, everybody over in the group, the check-in page is going to still be going strong. The guys are going to hold down the group page for me while I'm trying to do the 21 day with Dr. Boz, but we're here if you need anything. Jump in that group, ask any questions, share your struggles and your wins, and let us know how we can help. But if not, have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.
Love you guys.